I think about you all the time, and I just wanted to say I love you, and I'm thinking I know you're up in heaven, and I know that you're pain free now. Okay, or it could be ugly expression like, you raped me when I was young. I was, I'm your family member. You're gonna get all these emotions coming out. Okay, on that imaginary phone call. Okay, now after this has gone on and the the mood has slowed down and has mellowed. I mean, she's gotten a lot of what she needs to say out. Okay, now the trickier part. Okay, you want to say this. Okay, I want you to imagine your abuser responding to your words. He's heard everything that you just said. Pretend you are him for a moment. How would he reply? This is important because it sets the tone for how your healing, uh, how your healing uh, manifests. So, how would the abuser respond in the scenario where the husband divorced and left the wife, and she's not able to deal with it correctly, and she still loves him, and she still has this broken heart years later? Okay, how would the husband respond? It forces her to think about what his motivation was in doing this, and seeing the other side of things is important. Okay, she is going to imagine that she's talking as if she were her ex-husband, and she would say something like this: I'm sorry I hurt you and destroyed our family. I am weak, I am stupid, and I think with my penis and not with my heart. And I saw a woman who was younger, and I did a really stupid thing. And I'm sorry I hurt you, and I wish I was stronger as a person, but I'm a weak, lustful man, and I'm so sorry that I hurt you. And so that's how it could go. If the client is a victim of sexual abuse, it could go something like this: imagining the sexual abuser responding to her words could go something like this: I have a problem. I have a mental problem. I I, I lust for children, which is an obvious problem. I'm a sick, disgusting monster, and I deserve to be in prison. And I didn't choose you personally because I wanted to hurt you or ruin your life. The horrible, dark fantasies in my mind, they led me to hurt you and any other child, and I'm a monster with a serious problem. And it's not, don't take it personal. I'm a horrible person. It could go something like that. This gives the client insight as to why they were hurt in the first place. Because, and you're going to help guide this, okay? You're going to help guide this because you want a healthy resolution. Your goal always is healing. And if the session starts to veer away from healing, you're pushing it back towards healing and forgiveness, okay? And forgetting this event but learning from it. And so we're going to go into these steps now, okay? So the abuser just said some things in the voice of your client, okay? And I ask a simple question. I say, abuser, ex-husband, or perpetrator of the child molestation. I say, abuser, do you feel sorry for what you did? That is my first opportunity to reach real forgiveness right there. Do you feel sorry? And in her mind, the client's going to say yes or no. If she says no, I'm going to side with the client. I'm going to say, my client is stronger than you, smarter than you, and has more love in her heart than you ever could. And she's going to forgive you anyway. She's going to forgive you anyway. And I make an assumptive close, okay, that the forgiveness is going to happen. Because if it doesn't happen, the pain remains. So forgiveness is an essential part of this. So I assume that even if he says, I'm not asking for your forgiveness, I raped you and I don't care about your feelings. Okay, if you get that response, you say, well, you're a horrible monster, and my client has love in her heart and she wants to heal from this pain, and so for those reasons, she's going to forgive you anyway. You don't deserve forgiveness. You deserve a prison cell. Instead, she's going to forgive you for her own healing to take place. Okay, so if the abuser says, yes, I am sorry for what I did. Yes, I'm sorry, I was weak, I was stupid, and I regret what hurting you, and I'm sorry. Okay? Then you're going to say, abuser, ask her for forgiveness, because it should be an act. Even though this is imaginary, this is all pretend. In this play that I'm orchestrating as a director, I'm asking the abuser to ask the client for forgiveness. Oh, you feel sorry for what you did? Okay, ask her for forgiveness. Okay? And then what's next? Actual forgiveness. Okay? Okay, so the actual forgiveness is this. Okay? She says, I forgive you. Okay? Okay, then I say, great. I congratulate her in a big way. I say, you're doing a fantastic thing. This is more for your healing than for his, because the truth is, the abuser never even knows that you forgave them. You forgive because you are a good person and you want to move forward with your life and you don't want to relive this pain anymore. So this is what you're giving away. You're giving away the pain of that time, of that memory, of that experience. And what you're getting in return is a happier life going forward. And you can truly enjoy your life much better without this baggage, this heavy pain that you carry for so long. Okay? So that's how the forgiveness goes. If no forgiveness happens, if the client says, I'm not ready to forgive, you ruined my life, I'm not going to forgive you, I hate you, okay? Then we're going to have to accept that. We can't force it, okay? But what we're going to say is this, we'll turn the session towards a change of heart on her part, that we're going to invite her to make some spiritual growth and to find reasons going forward to eventually forgive and release this pain, okay? Okay, so forgiveness has been done. Okay, and now we go immediately towards forget. You ever hear that adage, forgive and forget? Well, the forgiveness part is easy. It's the forgetting that's hard. And that forgetting is what dredges up these ugly feelings over and over again. You think of this horrible thing that happened, the child rape or the broken heart or any number of uh, ways that humans can hurt each other. Okay, you think of them all, and uh, forgiving yourself or forgiving someone else, that's not the hard part. The hard part is forgetting. And so what we want to do is we want to create an amnesia, a resistance to reminding ourselves of this painful time. And so the way I like to do it, I use the magic mirror. So I ask the client to imagine that she's sitting in front of a mirror, and she can see, she's sitting so close that she can see her own face in the mirror. And I ask her if she can see her own face and what is the expression on the face, and she'll tell me. And it doesn't matter what the expression is on the face in the mirror. You acknowledge it and you say, this is a forgiveness mirror. And what we've done, we've just done the forgiveness. And so now we're going to ask the mirror image, which represents your subconscious, to stop bringing this memory to your mind. We want to forget all about it. But before we forget it, what did we learn from the experience? Because we want to learn from the experience. So if it was sexual abuse, what did we learn from it? We learned that some men are evil. Not all, but some men are. And that we have to protect ourselves from those dangerous men. But you know what else we learned? We learned that time has passed. The victim is no longer a child. The client is now a strong, healthy, intelligent woman who can defend herself, who can see a predator before they get too close. She can make intelligent decisions and push away people who are shady or creepy or dangerous. So she is not a defenseless child the way she was when the event took place. So that's important that we make that distinction. Okay, so she's looking into the magic mirror, and then she makes a request. And the request is that the mind stop returning to this painful event, that you forget all about it, that amnesia happens and it's gone from the mind, because forgiving means forgetting. Forgiving means forgetting. You don't bring it up. Imagine if my girlfriend cheated on me, okay? And then I decided I wanted to stay with her. So I say, I forgive you. But then every couple days, every week, I just go, hey, are you thinking about that guy? Are you fantasizing about that guy? Or I wake up and I say, I just had a dream about you being with that guy. You really should not have. I didn't forget it. I didn't let it go. And the pain is still fresh every time I bring it up. That's not healthy. That's not healing. That's the opposite of healing. So what we want to do is we want to forget. Forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. Okay? That is the method of healing. Okay? So we've done the forgiveness, and now we're doing the forgetting. She's looking into the magic mirror in her mind's eye. She sees her own reflection, and she makes a heartfelt request. Tell the image in the mirror why forgetting this event is important to you. Okay? And so she says, I want to forget this because I want to stop crying. I want to stop feeling sad. I want to stop feeling like a victim. I want to stop feeling afraid. Okay? And then you simply say this. You say, the image in the mirror has heard your request to forget this event for good and remove it from your mind, not to trouble you anymore. Look into the mirror and wait for a response from the image in the mirror. It could be a motion of her head, it could be a spoken word, or it could be a feeling you get. But when you get a response from the image in the mirror, please share it with me. Okay, so what I did was I've covered 3 bases. We don't know if she's going to get a feeling of acceptance and compliance, or she may be uh, mentally auditory, and she may hear a word like "I forgive you," or "It is gone. It will trouble you no more." Or she may get a motion of the head, which is the most common. And if she sees this motion of the head, which I suggested there may be a motion of the head, if she sees that, then I say, great, your subconscious mind understands your need to forget this event. You've learned from it, you've grown, and it will never happen again. And your mind has agreed to stop dredging it up so that you can move forward with life. And so that's where we leave it. That's where we leave it, okay? The last part of this healing, okay, is I ask that if it's deep, if the pain was caused far in the past, like sexual abuse as a child, I want to go back to that time, and I want to I want to start fresh. And so what I want to do is this. We've done the forgiveness, we've done the forgetting, so I don't want to go back to the pain time, okay? But I want to go back to a time before the pain happened, a time earlier. Why? Because they were happy then, and they were whole, and they weren't crying, and they weren't in pain. And so, but how do I go back to that time without disturbing the forget amnesia part of the session? I don't want to resurrect that pain or that memory, right? So you can, requires a little skill, okay? If you can't go back to clearly, let's say she got raped when she was 12 years old, then you would go back to a time when she's 7 years old, okay? And you're gonna say, think of yourself as a child, you're 7 years old, you're happy and you're carefree, and I invite her to give me details. It's called Inner Child Routine, and it's in the scripts that come with this course. The inner child, I'll go back to the inner child, and I'll ask her, the client as an adult, to tell the child she loves her, to tell the child she will protect her from harm in the future, and to hug the child in a warm, loving embrace. I like to end like that, where everything is whole again, and she can feel herself hugging the younger version of herself and telling her everything's going to be okay, and that life is good, and life and keep her safe and loved, okay? If I can't get to that area for one reason or another, it could be that the pain was caused last week, so it's still fresh. So in those situations, if the pain is recent, or if I don't want to risk the forgetting, I don't want to resurrect the pain by getting too close to the incident, I can do a wishing well. I say, imagine that you're standing in front of a wishing well. This is your personal wishing well, and it will grant your wishes. I cannot see the wishing well, but you can. So please describe your wishing well to me so that I can see it. And the client will say, well, it's a red wooden wishing well. It has a curved roof, and it's got shingles on the roof, and there's a stone basin around the wishing well. And I'll even go farther. I'll say, where is this wishing well? And they'll say, the wishing well is on a grassy hill, and it's a blue sunny day, and I can see trees along the distance. Okay, you want to make it as real as possible. Like all of your visualization requests, you want details. If you're not getting rich details, ask questions that require rich details to come back. Because the more real it's here, the more real it's going to be here, okay? So I say like this, she's described her wishing well, and then I say, I want you to imagine that you're holding a gold coin in your hands. This is a magic gold coin, and you can see it clearly in the palm of your hand. And again, I'm asking for great details. I'm saying you can see every ridge, every line, every wrinkle in your familiar hand and fingers, and you can feel the weight of the coin in your hands. You can see every ridge and detail of the coin, the edge of the coin, the face of the coin. Can you see this magic coin in your hand? And you get them to say, yes, I can see it. You say, holding this magic coin, let's make a wish to redefine ourselves. Going forward to today, from today, how do you want your life to go? And how do you want, describe the person you want to be. We're going to redefine yourself. Take a moment now to describe in detail the type of person you want to be. Be specific. And then she's going to say, I want to be a happy person, a successful person. I want to love my family more. I want to be open to new experiences. I want to grow. I want to travel. Whatever she says, she's redefining herself. She's saying, okay, we've done the forgiveness and the forgetting, and now we've done the healing, and we're saying, this is how I want my life to go from now on. And after she's done saying how she wants life to go from this day on, this is her wish. How does she want? She's redefining herself. I say, see yourself tossing the magic coin in the wishing well. See it falling end over end until it hits the water. Your subconscious mind has received your wish and will attract it to you. Your wish will come true because there's love in your heart and a desire for a better life. And I pause for a moment and I say this. This is real hypnosis here. I say, now, what would it take for you to become the person you just described? See, I put it back on them. I flip the script and I say, I don't want this to be a wish. I want this to be a plan, an actual plan. How are you going to get there? You see how we did it? So at one point it's a wish. I'm wishing for financial success and success in love. I'm wishing for a healthier body. Okay? Now I say, what will it take for you to become the person you just described? And she's going to say, well, for a healthier life, I need to go to the gym. I need to exercise. Oh, and for to find my soulmate. That's my, if that was her wish, and we say, what does it take? What's it going to take? Maybe I'm going to have to look into online dating. Okay. Financial success. Okay, what's it going to take for you to be that person, that financially successful person? Maybe I'm going to have to go back to school and study business. Okay, let her make a plan. Instead of a wish, I want her to leave with a wish and a plan. See? So this is the final part of the emotional healing session. And as I end all sessions of this nature, I like to end my sessions before I emerge the client from hypnosis. I say, I'm going to emerge you from hypnosis. Before I do that, please say a few positive things about yourself. So what I did was, my sessions run about an hour long, and most people, it's an emotionally draining experience, and even mentally, if I'm asking you to visualize things and think of it, it's taxing mentally as well. Not to mention that induction with the heavy breathing. That's like running a 100-yard dash. Okay, so all of that is exhausting. So when I say I'm going to emerge you from it, you're like, thank God, I feel drained. So, but that relief, I'm combining it with, please say a few positive things about yourself. And so that is going to be cemented in their mind as one of the things they remember most about the session, is that they're saying healthy, positive things about themselves. And so that's how I end it. And so this is part one of emotional healing. In the next part, you're going to see an actual hypnosis session for emotional healing, and I hope you enjoy it.